Hey, welcome to the Blockchain Gaming Network. This is your host with the most, the Blockchain Ninja Mishko, bringing you all the up-to-date news in the blockchain universe, crypto, DeFi, NFTs, and play-to-earn games. Stick around, we're going to talk about the big new updates in Off the Grid and what that means for the meta, and also show you a little about the tutorial they added. All right, let's get to it. Alright, here we have the patch notes. You can find this on Discord or on the patch notes in the game also. So they're saying we got 10 to 20% increase in FPS across the board. And they've added a new feature, disable enable NVIDIA Reflex in the game. The big news is they've added this new true FPF optics system that gives you real optics for everything. Let's check this out. So basically all the optics in the game actually do the proper zoom now, whereas before it was kind of a fake zoom in thing. This does come with some negatives, as the ADS now will fade in and out, blend in and out is what they call it, with depending on the type of scope and weapon you're using. So if it's a long range, it'll be slower to get to the optic, and if it's short range, it'll be faster. I don't really like this change per se, but it is more realistic as far as using optics go. So they're saying it's gonna allow proper balance of aggressive weapons like the Kestrel without making them overpowered and useless. And the rule of thumb is that the shorter the intended range of the weapon, the quicker the blend-in should be, ensuring tight, quick engagements. Longer range will have longer durations within reason to allow us to increase the impact more efficiently. They've added accuracy to any of these scopes, so your accuracy has gone up. They've added new aim assist controls for controller updates and preference for the ranked play. The aim assist for controller now functions at a limited range, aiming down sights, and enhanced rotational assist and sensitivity for improved consistency and responsiveness. I'm not sure consoles needed unlimited range assist. This seems like it's also a little unfair advantage, but they'll get more players in the crossplay, less bitching with the controllers, I guess. So gameplay news. The last stand zone adjustment. The zone now, the closing speed in the final circle has been slowed down to provide more time for players in the last stand phase. All redeployment terminals are now deactivated on stage 12 plus to the shrinking zone. So this is a big deal. So now you can't just stick there in the zone at the end and revive teammates, because those will be turned off by that time. And also they're making it slower for the zone to close at the last stand to make it more fighting instead of just coming to this middle, it looks like. So that's a big change in the gameplay. Movement. Players now have the option to enable auto sprint in gameplay settings, and on console it's automatically set for sprint. So that's cool. So it's a toggle now instead of just having to hit the button every time. Okay. Performance mode on consoles, so they have a fidelity and a performance mode. So you can choose between the two for your console. Xbox Series S sucks, so they've made it so you can only have performance mode. Here's a big change. They've added friends. So recent teammates, you can actually invite them directly to your squad when forming a new team. And there's a new social button that is redesigned for smoother social interactions. This is great. This is a much needed improvement. I'll show you that in a second. Backpacks. This is a big deal they changed. So now all the backpacks have a visual effect and a sound effect to let you know what they're doing. I think this is just to make it so you can actually tell what's going on with the backpack, because a lot of times you were unsure what it was actually doing. So, for example, there now is a new gauge for Cyberlin charging. When empty, all equipped Cyberlins are charged. New VFX and FX will play once the charge is ready. Grid Shield backpack. This is a big change right here. It used to be that it would protect you fully outside of the grid, but now it only takes 50% reduction of the damage. But they did make it so now when you're not in the grid, it slowly recharges. So there's going to be a gauge on the back of your backpack with 4 levels that subdivides how much energy is being used, and it'll give you a sound effect letting you know when it's being depleted. The soldier's backpack, this one was curious because you didn't really know. Like sometimes you switch your weapon and it's supposed to reload your weapon while the backpack is supposed to reload your weapon while you re-switch it, but you didn't. Sometimes it didn't do that, and you're wondering why. So here is telling you that it actually doesn't instantly reload your backpack, and it's going to give you a display on the HUD indicating that it has finished the reload, and then now when you switch weapons, the gun that you switch will be reloaded. So it's not instant, but there is a little bit of time delay, and then it'll reload it for you. But now it lets you know that it is really loaded. It's a big difference right there, so you know what's going on. Redeployment backpacks works the same. There's some weapon balance changes. All weapons have undergone a spread reduction at range to promote better shooting accuracy and allow damage fall off to be defining factor in how quickly you kill players at distance beyond their intended ranges. Spread was too strong and originally intended to a visual indicator. So basically, all the weapons have been nerfed across the board, and now they've also added camera weapon sway. So all the weapons, before you could just kind of snipe people without having to worry about sway, but now the sway is considerably noticeable. So you're gonna have to use that breathe button to steady your aim before you're gonna be able to get those headshots. Weapon balance changes. So they've pretty much nerfed everything across the board. They've increased bullet velocity for every weapon, but all the damages have been reduced in general, except for LMGs they've increased. So they've upped LMG headshots, and a lot of other weapons have actually upped the headshots, but the LMGs have seemed like they've been upgraded the most. In particular, the boom sling. The boom sling was a terrible, terrible weapon to pick up in the game before, but it looks like they've made it better. They made the base damage lower, but they've upped the RPM, so now it shoots much faster, and they've also updated the crit headshot multiplier. So here's a big one that's going to hurt people. The proton has been nerfed by making 30% recoil increase per shot. That's gonna mess up a lot of people's aim. It was kind of a fast to kill weapon before because you could just knock people in the head really quickly and they just drop. So with that 30% increase in recoil, that will probably balance that out a bit more. They have upped the magazine size for a lot of weapons, including the proton and the woodpecker. So let's see. So they've also increased the Inchia's magazine and the headshot multiplier, but they've also increased the recoil by 15%. Tap sidearms, not much difference, except the recoil has been increased by 150% per shot. That's a big nerf on the Tap 9. It used to be really OP, so they had to increase like nerfs on it for some reason. The Kilowana seems like it's been improved. They've increased the headshot multiplier, and they've increased the base damage to limbs. Shotguns have been kind of nerfed heavy. They reduced the RPM on them, so they shoot slower now on the Squall, especially because it was so fast automatically. They also reduced the pellet damage from 24 to 20. reduced the damage on legs and maximum, but they did increase the maximum range. But definitely the skull got a nerf as well. The Flenser, they've lowered the ADS time by 15%, but they also lowered their minimum range and also increased the pellet damage. So they increased the Flenser a little bit, which is good. SMGs, let's see. Shot multipliers have increased on the AZV, but they reduced the base damage. Okay. Tacoma. Tacoma seems really nice now. I like the feel of Tacoma now. Kite. So they decreased the base damage in the kite as well. Kite, the new reduction damage, still pretty good. Still burns pretty fast. I don't know, it's a 2 noticeable change. Here's a Mavinga. Base damage on Woodpecker was reduced dramatically. It used to be 45, now it's 38. They also reduced the headshot multiplier on the Woodpecker, so they definitely nerfed the Woodpecker big time on this one. They did increase the magazine size, but I was trying to balance that nerf. Let's see, sniper rifles. The Kestrel bullet velocity was increased. That's about it. And then they made accuracy reduction. Reach maximum accuracy. Adjusted long range sights to have their time to reach maximum accuracy reduced by 20%. I'm not really sure what that's gonna do, but it looks like it's been added to both snipers, the Osprey and the Kestrel. All right, cyber limbs. The Javelina, yeah, it was probably the worst limb in the game, and now they've buffed it by increasing the projectile speed 100% during the 3 seconds after launch to enhance dynamics. Overall speed will be 200%. Improved targeting and enemy lock to make it more accurate. They made the targeting increase distance to 150 meters. Javelina can now target drone goblins and drone plunder tier ops. The effect of the icon not disappear when eliminating the person while aiming at the Javelina. So I think this means like after they shoot and you kill them, the rockets will still keep going and hit the target even though if they're dead. Fixed an issue where the target lock would sometimes appear, so just fixed a couple of issues with it. Big nerf here, the Roadrunners, now they've made the cooldown duration for Super Sprint 30 seconds, so that's gonna nerf Roadrunners a bit, making it harder for you to keep running around with those things. Slam Fist and Ripper just added some kind of decal when you hit obstacles. Let's see, just fixed a bug with Phosphority. Recon drone heights have improved, so you can see the targets better. Okay, just fixed a couple of things with thumpers and hook shot and trip mine. Tutorial, so they added a new tutorial to the game for the noobs. They're just getting started because like there's a lot of things they didn't teach you to play, how to do things like putting the hex in the hextractor and completing missions and stuff. So they're gonna go over all the things in the tutorial to let them learn the basics. I could show you that in a second. And you see some fixes to the game. So there you go, that's the general update on the patches. It's a big patch, lots going on. So let's get into the game and we'll show you how it looks as far as the tutorial and all that stuff. So let's see. So welcome to the tutorial. The tutorial guides you through the OTG fundamentals, focusing on core gameplay features and mechanics. On full tutorial completion, you will receive granted a hex, the most valuable item in the OTG universe. So that's cool. They let you get a hex if you complete the tutorial, so why not do it? I believe it was a green hex if you do it, so let's go through it.
bullets to kill a target with less shots. SMGs need more bullets to kill. Now pick the gun you like the most and finish that dummy. Sniper rifles hit targets at the longest distances. Marksman rifles, most accurate at medium range. Now finish that dummy.
So that's the proton now that has the kick. 30% recoil on it now. It's not as accurate as it used to be.
Cyber limbs are everything. That's what turns you, useless, miserable maggot you are, into an almighty ruler of the island. If you aren't dumb enough to
Configuring
use
drivers.
some kind of major malfunction,
Leaper's legs
let's go
installed.
get used. Now jump to the other rooftop, and for fuck's sake, try not to plummet to your death, okay?
Oh, no one makes it on the first jump. It's Matrix all over again. Let's try this again. There we go.
Now for a cyber arm. Go get the Phosphor Fury out that crate. Time to reach your full potential of obliterating and humiliating your
Downloading
enemies.
drivers. The Phosphor Fury arm installed.
Why use a weapon when a hit or two from a cyber limb can do the job with even more unnecessary destruction? The longer you charge, the stronger the shot.
We're going to the nets.
You'll find hexes in loot boxes. Sometimes. They're rarer than unicorns at shit golden eggs. So keep popping those crates open until you hit the jackpot. Stay wired. Carrying a hex sticks a bullseye right on your head. So expect a shitstorm every second you're still holding it.
So basically when you pick this up, you get marked on the map so everyone can see you. So once you pick it up, you're marked.
Launch the extraction. And yes, now everybody knows someone's extracting a hex.
And this one's
Extraction
announced.
initialized.
Once you put it in, it announces to everyone that you put it in. So put a target on your back, basically is what he's
That
saying.
extraction, maggot. Everyone's gonna be trying to kill you or get you away from that hex trap.
You can hack your hex by trying to shoot these things down.
Hex extraction complete.
Congratulations. You're not as stupid as you look. Scavenge loot boxes for enough cash to afford your favorite gear. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
You have enough funds to call the
For
drone.
the delivery drone to drop its cargo.
Quick order request
Wait
processing.
and stay alive. It won't be long.
They added all this green smoke to the loot box call now. It's really annoying. It really shows everyone where you're at, so it's the signal to come kill you while you're trying to get your loadout box.
That's an enemy asshole trying to extract it. I feel like a bit of steel. Near the extractor is this generator. You're gonna want to find it and destroy it easy. For you low IQ zeros, those are the bits on top.
That's how you hack a extractor. You gotta shoot the fins off the power supplies. I didn't know that for the longest time. I just see someone do it to me before I figured it out. So good thing they're adding in the tutorial for the noobs. And then you gotta wait for this thing to pop out for you to hack it, I think. Oh no, I gotta shoot it again. Now I hack it. So I hacked it, okay.
The enemy extraction's getting reversed. Once it hits zero, the hex is yours for the taking. Okay, there we
tutorial. Drops people pretty fast now. The headshots. Couch accuracy has been increased to 50% on your couch. It's way more accurate, so you definitely want to couch if you can. This is the hawk, for example, full auto. I feel like the meta now is going to lean toward LMGs just because they burn people so fast now. They changed the trip mines at all. Didn't really say, but now it looks like you can
Victim
actually
turned
use
into
them
bird inside the show.
as a sticky. You stick it to people, so it's like you have
Embarrassment protocol engaged.
4 stickies if you have the epic trip mine, so that's like a pretty OP thing. Trip mines seem to be the new meta along with drones now. So everyone's using these trip mines and
Firearm detected. Public humiliation deactivated.
everyone's using these trip mines and drones now.